Start record na siya. Anong nakikita mo dyan?
Wala kang mukha.
Wala akong mukha. Ay, bakit?
HB lang. So, end mo ulit yung recording. Pwede ba yun? Ayan.
Wait. Okay na? Nakikita mo na ako?
Kita na kita.
Okay, that's good.
So, recording na tayo.
Oo, recording na to.
Sige. Hello, welcome to the Happy Night Project. Today, we have our guest, Mr. Harold Bernal. Ayan.
Hey guys.
Hello, Harold. Kamusta? Balita?
Hello, I am good. I just finished school. Was that? No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week, but I was working. Yeah, so finally I'll be able to work full time. So I've been waiting for this for 2 years, and I've been working on it for 2 years. It was so difficult. But I'm finally done, and I can now work full time. I've started applying for jobs, and so far I have one job offer. But yeah, I can say this here. I hope they don't see this.
Yeah.
But I'm still looking. Maybe I can leverage that job offer so I can get a higher pay somewhere else.
Well, congratulations. So, just to give you a background, guys, sa lahat ng nanonood ngayon, we had Mr. Harold Bernal last time sa podcast natin. And medyo bitin yung kwento kasi Harold is our friend. We met in Manila. And then we met here in BKK for his travel. And then after several travel escapades, he decided to go on an adventure. And then now he's currently in Canada. At yan, Harold, babalikan natin. Kasi nung last time sa podcast, nag-aaral ka nun. I think that was almost a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. So now we're going back, and ngayon nakagraduate ka na. Congratulations. We're so proud. We're so happy for you dahil the last time you taught us how to get started, paano pumunta ng Canada, na student visa, ganyan. And now, hindi na lang yung journey ng pagpunta doon kasi you're actually done with it. Like, another chapter will unfold naman in front of you. So, can you tell us more about that para sa mga Filipino na gustong mag-adventure na kagaya mo?
Okay. Kasi again, to background, to come here these days, recently, mahirap nang mag-apply from abroad to come to Canada as a permanent immigrant, as a landed permanent immigrant.
Yeah.
So ang easiest way if you want to move here is to start as an international student. So I did that. I applied sa school, then I got accepted to school, then I applied for the visa, and then I was granted the visa and came here and studied for 2 years. Now, after you graduate, depende kung saang province ka kasi iba-ibang streams. Pero here in Manitoba, where I studied, all you really need is to get a job that's related to what you studied. And then once you have a job offer that's at least 1 year, then you can apply for permanent residency na. So nandun na ako sa process na 'yan na pero yung itong job offer ko ngayon meron pa siyang 3 months probation before I can get the job offer na permanent. And kapag nakuha ko na 'yon, then I can apply for permanent residency na.
So,
And that process can take on average maybe 2 years. So matagal pa rin. But at least I'll be able to work full time na.
Oo. Kasi right now, in your journey, dahil nga estudyante ka, can you tell us like how you balance your work and then your student life and then your life outside your work and life outside the school? Parang naman maisip ng iba na baka pagpunta ko dyan, work lang ako, ganyan. Kasi I don't think it's really possible na mag-work lang sila, di ba? Kasi you really have to study. So, ayan.
Hindi dati ganun, pwede pa. Pero depende kasi kung sino yung nauupo sa government eh. Alam mo naman nag-iiba-iba yung policy, immigration policy it's very political. But these days talaga kasi siguro dahil maraming nagsasabi na yung mga immigrants they're taking jobs away from us. When in truth, Canada needs more people to keep the economy growing. And
Congrats.
oo, kasi ano, tawag diyan, hindi growing yung population, hindi mas
Oo.
'di ba, yung to sustain the population dapat ang growth ng, tawag diyan, yung, birth rate, it should be 2.3 I think or 2 point something, and here it's below 2.
Oh,
So,
that's
babagsak ang population, and kapag bumagsak yung population, liliit din yung economy. And Canada cannot afford to do that. Kailangan more than two, kasi two to replace the parents, tapos, not everyone will have kids and some will
yeah.
die, kaya
Oh,
dapat more than two. So, kapag less than two kayo, ibig
sure.
sabihin nagde-decline na yung economy, magde-decline yung population, which will lead to economic decline, so that's really bad. So, that's why Canada needs people. Tsaka ang dami ring, mga jobs na hindi ma-fill kasi nga, kulang ng workers.
Oo.
Pero siguro I think it's a political move na dahil maraming taong ayaw sa, new immigrants dahil we're taking jobs away from them. So they, made this concession na, okay, they'll start as international students, so they'll have to pay us a lot of money kasi international students pay 3 to 4 times more, in tuition.
How
So,
much? Like, if
on
you're gonna give us
average,
average,
$18,000 a year,
18,000.
18,000 Canadian.
Uh-huh. So that's cold cash, 18,000. They really have
Yes,
to have
oo,
$18,000. Okay.
yes.
And then
Tapos
how
may show money ka pa bukod pa dun.
mga magkano naman yun?
Ang show money, for a single person is $10,000. Tapos
Okay.
kapag sasama mo yung, spouse mo, that's
Ah,
additional $4,000. And then kapag may kids kayo, that's $3,000 per child. So if
wow,
you're a family of four, that's already 20,000 Canadian dollars
Canadian
on top
dollars.
of your 1 year tuition.
Because you really have to pay for it. Hindi yun staggered, di ba? Or
Oo,
you
kasi meron ding staggered dito, pero ang staggered dito, parang two gives lang. So, oo. So hindi, parang hindi rin siya
hindi
staggered.
ka nag-staggered. Sinave mo lang.
Oo. Tapos
Long lang yung agony.
yung second half ng
Oh,
payment, due siya mga 2 weeks after the first sem starts. So parang
ah,
wala
okay.
rin talaga.
So
Parang
parang,
nagbayad ka na lang ng 1 year,
oo.
naka-save ka pa ng konti,
Okay.
naka-discount ka pa.
Kasi may discount ka nga pag full.
Oo.
So, sa naman, like, how are you able to get jobs naman after you work? How do you do things? How you make it easier for you? And what are your struggles? And what are the success, the small wins that you're able to do?
When I started, depende sa province and city, kung saan ka
Okay.
mapupunta, kung madali makakuha ng work. My struggle here in Winnipeg was, I arrived during the winter,
Yeah, sobrang
and
malaki.
oo, sobrang lamig, tsaka so hindi ako maka-work kasi galing lang ako ng Pilipinas, so hindi ako sanay sa -40, mga ganyan na weather.
Mga damit mo nun, I remember you posted something, puro pa mga light, tapos akala mo pang winter na yung dala mo, pero hindi pa pala.
Oo, iba kasi yung sanay kasi ako, I was visiting family before in Vancouver, and hindi kasi masyadong malamig dun. Ang winter dun, it's not even negative. On average, it's like 3 degrees. So it's like spring here. Winnipeg is the coldest, big city in Canada. So normal dito yung mga -40, -45 degrees Celsius.
Ang lamig.
Yes.
Okay.
So, ayun yung struggle. And then it's also this, because this is a smaller city, there are less jobs available. So, nung nag-apply ako, ang tagal bago may tumawag sa akin, especially because I didn't have Canadian experience. When I
Yeah.
applied to some jobs, they were looking for Canadian experience, which of course, as a new immigrant, I do not have. But then the pandemic happened, and because of that, I moved in with my family in BC kasi online naman, I can be anywhere. At least dun, I can save money because I don't have to pay rent. So I moved there and then lived there for close to 2 years hanggang makagraduate. And then before graduation, I came back here kasi this is where I plan to apply for permanent residency here in Manitoba. And you might be thinking why I chose Manitoba, uh,
Sige
knowing
nga.
na minus 40 degrees.
Oo nga eh. Parang nasa Vancouver ka na and then you decided to leave your
Oo, di ba? Ang
family.
ganda dun eh. Pero
Oo.
ang ano kasi, since mga big cities kasi like Toronto and Vancouver, um, like all Canadians wanna live there. Kaya yung mahirap mag-migrate dun. Yung immigration program dun, it's stricter, so mas mahirap makapasok. Kaya kung gusto mo ng madaling entry sa Canada, pipili ka ng mga small cities na and mas mga small towns who need more immigrants. And here, ganun siya kadali na kasi sa BC, Toronto, dapat may job, 1 year experience ka na bago ka mag-apply for PR, tas in demand yung dapat high skill yung job na makuha mo. In
Oo.
provinces like Manitoba, parang kahit sa Tim Hortons ka lang magtrabaho, crew ka sa fast food, PR ka pa rin. Kasi
Makaka-PR ka pa rin. Okay.
oo, kasi they want more people to move here. Unlike in Toronto and Vancouver, masyado ng maraming tao. They don't need immigrants. So, mahirap makapasok. Kaya I chose Manitoba. And also, its second reason is it's a lot cheaper here. Like in BC, where my sister lives, the average price of houses are nasa $1.4 million.
That's
Dito,
that's the whole house, like if you're gonna buy it. Not naman rent.
yes.
Okay.
Oo, if you're gonna buy it. Dito makakabili ka on average mga $300,000.
Wow. I mean, hindi pa rin mura yun ha, yung
Oo,
$300,000. Pero
pe
comparing it with million, ang
oo.
laki.
Pero
Difference.
kung iko-compare mo siya sa mas mura siya kaysa sa bahay sa BGC or even
Totoo.
Makati. Oo.
And yun din na naisip ko. So, $300,000, mas mura pa rin
Canadian.
siya.
Mas mura pa rin compare sa bahay sa Pinas, sa mga big city sa Pinas.
Oo, tama. Yung pupunta ka ng Valero, mga ganyan.
Oo, hindi
Pupunta
ka
ka
I
wala.
can wait lang compute natin. How much even is $300,000 in
Kaya nga,
pesos?
math nga tayo. Ayan, sige. Para sa
Times
mga,
300.
para
Yeah.
sa 300,000,
Sige, compute mo sa baht, I'll compute in pesos. That's 12 million in pesos.
12 dito. So,
Sa
dito
Pinas.
around 6 million. Ma?
Oh,
6 million. Ah,
yeah.
6 million. 6 million. And that's fair enough. Fair
Oo, di
enough.
ba? Eh, considering na maliit ang cost of living sa Pinas. Tas dito sobrang taas.
Oo, oo nga.
So, mura dito.
Mura. Mas mura. If you're gonna think about it. Parang
Oo.
bahay sa Tagaytay. Wala pa nga eh. Like your property in Tagaytay, di ba?
Yeah. Oo.
I remember our days doon. Pero mas naman dyan compared doon sa bahay nyo sa Tagaytay.
Mas malamig, yes.
Sobrang lamig dyan. So, yun na. So, meron ka ng figures, alam na, kuha mo na yung ruta mo. And some people will think na, it's so easy kasi Harold Bernal yan eh. He started with money and all that. Student visa ka na. Pero, you had jobs. And those jobs were really different from the jobs that you were doing back home. So, can you
Okay.
tell us your background? Para naman din sa mga listeners or watchers natin who had no idea, who are still thinking kung ano yung trabaho nila doon na iiwan nila. Like ikaw, what are the things that you left? What are the job
So,
description na iniwan mo?
my
Yan.
last jobs in the Philippines, I was working for ANZ. I was a business analyst. And
Huh?
then my last job there, I was working at Sun Life, where I was PMO. So that's project management office. What I was doing was basically policing the project managers, making sure that they complete their projects within scope and within the time na allotted for them to complete their projects. So, yun. It was good money. It afforded me the luxury of going anywhere in the world I choose to go. But I felt that uh, I needed some I needed a new challenge and just something different. Kasi parang nakita ko yung next step is yung boss ko. Kapag napunta ako sa position na yan, hindi ko na kaya. Kasi dun pa lang sa position ko sagad na ako, sagad na talaga ako. Sabi ko, kung ile-level up ko pa 'to, ayoko na nung next level, eh. So,
So
I chose to leave.
you chose to leave because
Oo,
you definitely have a better place. Kung iisipin na iba, you had your career, you had your place na in the industry, parang you had the opportunity nasa business district ka, and you were living I could say na ideal ba? Like
yeah.
if you are from Manila, I would like to be in the same position kasi you're living in a business district, sa condo-condo, ganyan-ganyan. So parang everything is within your reach, but then you're up for a challenge. Now, tell us, I know you mentioned this in our podcast, so walk us through naman yung first job na sobrang different sa ginawa mo na sa Pilipinas.
Ah,
Sige.
first job ko, I was working at a warehouse sa Amazon. So,
Ah,
kargador, be, parang yung malalaking box.
nagamit na yung muscles mo, Harold. Di ba
Oo,
nag-workout?
pinagkakitaan ng katawan talaga
Oo.
naman.
May mga bakal-bakal ka. And I remember you were posting about yung mga iniiwan na aircon na gumagana.
Ah, that was my second after Amazon. I worked at Lowe's, so it's kind of like Ace Hardware siguro na. Oo, parang mga home improvement products. So may appliances din. So
Oo.
yung mga shipment naman that galing sa mga truck. So
Oo.
ilalabas ko ng truck, papasok ko sa warehouse namin. So
Bubuhat.
isang buong refrigerator, freezer. Yun. Mag-isa lang
Okay.
ako. Yeah.
Alam doon.
I-move ko siya mag-isa.
Okay.
Isa sa dolly, I don't know what the dolly is called in Tagalog. Yung basta yung parang carton ba or
Oo.
something. Basta yung
Interesting.
gano'n. Oo, so i-mo-move ko siya mag-isa. So ang bibigat talaga. Pero na-enjoy ko siya. Actually, yung mga jobs like that na-enjoy ko kasi
Tama.
parang naka-save na ako sa gym. Tapos
Oo, kasi buhat-buhat ka, ganyan, tulak-tulak,
yeah.
gano'n.
And I felt that it was an achievement kapag it's very fulfilling na makita mo yung, wow, binuhat ko lahat din. Namove ko lahat ng mga Frigidaire at kung ano man nandiyan, ang bibigat nila. So, I still felt na achievement yun. Although some people might think na, ay, anong nangyayari? Punta siya sa Canada, tapos magkakargador lang pala siya. Pero I didn't see it as that. I enjoyed every step of it kasi
That's good to
it's
me
not something that I would have experienced ever in the
at
Philippines
home. Yeah.
kasi 'di ba parang growing up middle class in the Philippines, you have your yaya, you had your maids. I never had to do anything. Uh,
Okay.
natuto lang ako gumamit ng washing machine when I started traveling abroad. As in ang tanga-tanga ko talaga, wala talaga akong alam sa buhay.
Tapos ngayon yun yung ginagawa mo. Pero something happened na nakita ko na nag-work ka, nag-barista ka ba? Tapos nag-waiter ka pa.
Oo,
Tapos ang
recently.
dami, ang daming industry, grabe.
Oo,
Parang proud.
so as you mentioned earlier, I was a sheet metal worker also. Tas marami din kasing gig na parang one day lang kailangan nila ng maglinis lang ng yard, magwawalis ka lang dun kasi parang
Oo.
spray cleaning. So
Pero
tinanggap ko
malaking
rin
pera
yun.
yun. Magkano yun? Isang linit ng gano'n.
Yeah, that was $17 per hour times 8 hours. So ganun. So parang marami na rin yan. 17 times 8.
$17. Tapos gumanon-ganon ka lang. I mean, di ba?
Magwalis ka lang.
17 times 30 dito.
136
Over
Canadian times
100 per
40.
hour.
Oo, mga ganyan.
Punta
Oo,
ka ng 5,000 or 6,000 sa paggaganon mo. O di ba?
oo. 'Di ba? So, carry lang. Ano naman ngayon kung nagja-janitor ako dito, kikita ba kayo ng ganyan?
Exactly. And then your journey is definitely not another person's journey. The
Yeah.
experience that you had is definitely yours because
Yeah,
it was your story.
it
Oo.
might be sad for them, but for me, I'm totally fine with it. I actually enjoyed it. So, That's
Because
fine.
you had a fair share of everything. I mean, you had your journey sa Pilipinas and now you know how to use the washing machine. So parang, alam mo yun, nagkargador ka na, ano ka lang baby, yung nakakaloka, yung isa mong kwento, yung inaano mo yung mga baby sa, I don't know,
Yeah. So that
or,
was an event na temporary lang. So
oo,
may mga parang dinosaur exhibit. And one of the things there were yung mga dinosaur rides. So yung mga bata binubuhat ko, sasakay ko sa rides. So, ang bibigat nila. My gosh, yung mga batang puti. My gosh, they're so heavy. Compared to Asian kids, kapag Asian kids yung binubuhat ko, parang
parang
dali.
gaganon mo lang. Pero sa kanila,
The white kids, oh my gosh, they're so heavy. I'm sorry. I'm not saying they're big, but they're heavier, just
okay,
heavier. Yeah.
madaming, maraming pang ano, pang rice, maraming energy na kailangan.
Nakakabigat ata ang patatas kasi patatas ang kinakain nila.
Okay. Pero, aside from that, dun sa podcast natin, nag-share ka kung paano ka naman lumabas sa, oy, wag ka,
Yeah.
nag-Netflix ka, excuse me. Hello, Netflix. My friend ako sa Netflix, The Good Doctor. Tell us more about it.
So I was in The Good Doctor. I only shot for 1 day, but you can see me in 2 episodes. Although sa last episode of season 4, I was in the last 2 episodes of season 4. When they were supposedly in Guatemala. So I was cast to be one of the Guatemalan patients there. And then that was in BC, and then I moved here and I did a movie uh last month ata yun. I was Japanese there.
So,
Tapos just recently, ang ano na nga yung shoot ko? May shoot ako nitong nakaraan. Hindi ko na maalala kung ano yun, para saan yun.
parang dami mo ng chinat, Harold.
Hindi lang. Kasi that's like the fourth na
Sa Netflix.
for a movie of Hilary Swank.
Wow.
Oo.
You met her?
Ka-eksena, pero hindi ko naman siya hindi mo naman siya
Like,
pwedeng kakwentuhan kasi nagtatrabaho kayo, so work lang, gawin niyo lang yung trabaho niyo.
I mean, naka-eksena mo na si Hilary Swank. I didn't know that. I just thought that hindi natuloy kasi you posted something that you had a gig or something.
Hindi kasi ano, I had the gig then nung the week they needed me, but then there was a storm here, so
Okay.
hindi natuloy yung shooting nila.
Oh, thanks sa
So, na-postpone ng 1 week and because na-postpone ng the next week, available na ako. So, ayun.
hinintay
Nasa
ka ni Hilary Swank, ganon.
It was
Wow.
meant to be.
Yes, it was meant for you. How many minutes yung dialogue mo? Or ilang lines?
Kasi as a background actor, hindi ka naman nagda-dialogue. So may mga scenes lang like I was in church, tapos I was at a party, tapos I was in church again. You might hear my voice singing because malakas yung boses ko sa church, 'di ba? Tsaka medyo nagpa-star na ako doon kasi I can sing.
Hello, magpa-star ka na.
Oo.
Sabi ko naman sa'yo na this is your stepping stone towards Hollywood. Hello, Hollywood. Ano, kasi diba, some people are meant for it. And you, who would have thought that you would be appearing in Netflix series, tapos masusundan siya, and then you're actually building your portfolio for it.
Yeah. Tapos
Maraming tao.
they also asked me, so this coming week I might be doing that movie again with Hilary Swank kasi I don't know how long they're going to be here. And then my casting agency also asked my availability to shoot for a commercial in May. Uh,
Wow.
pero
Iba
hindi
na,
pa booked 'yun.
iba
Hindi pa
na.
booked 'yun pero they asked me. Na shortlist ako dun sa mga nag-apply.
I think one of the reasons kung bakit na ako feeling ko lang kasi you love theater and you
Ah,
actually sing theatrical songs and it's something that you're very good at. Ako talaga ibuhat ko yung bangko ko na ano, Harold Bernal is my friend. Kasi one day, kasi you're already there. No? Kahit nga magbuhat lang ako ng tubig para kay Hilary Swank. And I wouldn't even know how to do that properly. Like, paano ba ibigay yon sa actual movie set. But you were naturally born for it. So,
Yeah,
di
and
ba?
she's an Oscar winner. She's a best
Exactly.
actress. Yeah, diba? So,
Exactly. Nandun ka na sa red carpet next time, Harold. Kaloka. So, at least ako yung nauunang nag-i-interview sa'yo.
yeah, it's so much fun. And
Oo.
not to be ungrateful, pero mas na-enjoy ko yung work na yun kaysa sa corporate job.
Yung mga, oo, kasi very, very active person kay. You're the type of person who couldn't stay still, na parang uupo ka, tapos parang habang umuupo ka, may iniisip ka ng gagawin mo the following day or nabubook ka na ng trip mo somewhere outside, outside your cubicle. So, ganun ka kasi very adventurous. And I
I
think,
guess being amongst artists who are very passionate about what they do, kapag kausap ko yung mga ibang background actors and struggling actors, like they spend money on acting workshops and they're very into it.
did you do those things?
Ay, hindi pa. Pero I am interested. But I did attend some acting workshops kasi I used to do theater when I was in university. And
Yeah.
being in church, di ba, we do a lot of skits. So,
Oo, marami tayong mga
medyo pabibo ko sa mga ganun eh. Sa mga skits.
I think nadala mo siya dyan and you're
Yeah.
very comfortable. Like ako, I realized din na with what I do now, parang I still like to do something like this. To talk to people, na parang it's something that is natural para sa atin. To just simply connect. And so ang haba ng journey mo, baka sabihin naman ng ibang tao, baka si Harold lang yan. Baka si pang kay Harold lang yung success ng Canadian dream or ganyan. So what can you tell us who are watching you naman na parang how would you tell them to get out of their chairs if they're feeling it and then take a leap and try Canada? O naging ambassador ng Canada.
Yeah.
I think
Alam mo, recently, nagugulat ako kasi may mga nag-reach out sa akin na ang lalaki na ng sweldo sa Pinas ba, yung mga senior manager na sa company namin na ang sweldo is between 200 to 300,000 pesos a month. Pero yung isa nandito na as an international student din,
kaya
kararating oh,
parang ikaw na una and then binigyan mo ng tip and then nakapunta dyan?
oo, may maraming nagtanong, pati yung kapatid ng friend ko from college, nagpunta rin kasi nakita nila yung story ko. Yung friend ko from my previous company nandito na rin, kasi inaya ko siya. And also sa ANZ yun, tapos meron pang isang taga Sun Life nandito na rin. Nasa isang school lang kami nag-aaral.
Oh my gosh. You could
And
be like a legal advisor or something and partner with someone as soon as you become a PR and then you're
yeah,
definitely able to get people to go there successfully without being scammed. Kasi
yeah,
you really have to be careful about it. And you're doing something to help their lives get
yeah.
better opportunities.
So I've been helping them. Pero ayun nga eh, kaya nakakagulat kasi it's not just for people who want better fight to make more money by coming here. Kasi totoo lang kapag mga gano'n na yung sweldo mo sa Pinas, like yung isang
Parang,
kilala ko na 300,000 na, he might not be able to achieve that again here. So,
okay.
nag-ano na siya nun, magda-downgrade malamang sa malamang downgrade ang sweldo niya dito. Kasi like,
Okay.
I also have a friend who moved here, yung
Mm.
sweldo niya dito although full-time na siya, sweldo niya rin sa Pinas. Same lang yung sweldo. Pero pero hindi siya minimum wage dito, kasi malaki na talaga yung sweldo niya sa Pinas. Tas pagdating dito gano'n rin lang yung sweldo. I to think na mahal lang everything dito, mahal ang groceries, malaki ang tax, mahal ang bahay. So, you don't move here just to make more money because you
Exactly.
might actually be making less money here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because back home, if you're earning more, then you're spending it in the Philippines. So, iba yung may
Yes.
kilala ka doon, someone can watch over your kids for
Oo.
free. Yung mga
Yes.
perks na mga pwede dahil malapit yung kapamilya natin. But the moment that you move elsewhere, it's a different story. And
Yes.
so although may mga perks talaga yung pagma-migrate, but for you you're chasing a different story eh. I mean that's
Yeah.
your motivation the way I see it.
Oo. Parang my motivation is I felt like I already achieved everything that I wanted to achieve in the Philippines, so it was time for something else. I think yung mga colleagues ko rin, ganun din. Kasi they're not moving here for financial reasons. Kasi malaki na yung sweldo sa Pinas. They can afford to, they had their own houses, no cars, and can afford to travel anywhere. But they still
They
move
left
here. 'Di ba? So, iniwan nila yung
iniwan nila lahat
comforts.
yun. Iniwan
Oo.
nila yung comfort zone nila.
Yeah, pero masaya sila dito. Masaya kami dito kahit na mahirap. Yeah, I must say I'm happy here.
That's good. And that's why it's a happy night project. Kasi this is a story about the people na no who were able to share their stories and who's in I don't wanna say it. Kasi trending yun ngayon. I hope you're in a happy place.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi, di ba, happy lang, di ba? I mean, you're in a place wherein you could say that you're happy and you're satisfied. And there's no, what if ginawa ko to? What if tinry ko yan?
Yeah.
Do you think you're gonna be moving out of Canada? Like, after getting your PR, you're gonna be staying there or what?
Um, I want to become a citizen kasi yung citizenship makukuha mo pa siya 3 years after ka maging PR. So,
Okay. So,
I
about
might
5 years journey
so
pa.
5 years pa. Kasi gusto ko magkaroon ng Canadian passport para I can freely travel the world na
Oo, na
hindi na
walang mga,
mag-apply ng visa. 'Di ba?
oo,
Ang hirap.
ganyan ka na lang. Tapos, di ba?
Pasok na.
Pasok na lang. Oo.
Oo, parang I know it's not like kasi, ang usual na dream ng tao is concrete, 'di ba? It's, ang dream mo is financial successes. But that's never been me. So,
For
hindi
experience.
importante sa'kin yun, oo. As importante sa'kin I'm having fun, which is not the best advice, but that's what works for me.
It works for you. It could work for someone else. And for
Oo,
someone who missed fun for the longest time, might as well try Canada and Manitoba.
yeah,
So, na- look at you. From chasing fun to now being with Hillary Swank.
yeah,
Diba? I have thought that that could happen. But it's something that happened just because you did something out of your comfort zone.
yeah.
So,
And kasi yung mga tao usually 'di ba may mga long-term plans, parang hinahanapan ka palagi ng long-term plans.
oo.
I don't have that. Kasi ang
What?
napapansin ko naman sa sarili ko, nakikita ko every 3 to 5 years, I change, my
Yeah.
priorities change. So it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't work for me to have long-term goals. I can have a goal for a maximum of 5 years, hanggang dun lang. After that, hindi bahala na kasi in
Oo.
5 years I will be a different person.
Yeah, exactly. And in 5 years, you have made decisions different from what you were trying to achieve, basing it from the circumstances din.
Yes, 'di
So,
ba? Ito yung ano, yung knowledge na na-accumulate natin sa pagtanda.
hello. Kasi feeling ko I could resonate with you because I'm also the type of person who others would perceive as, nako, pachamba-chamba ka lang naman or happy ka lang ng happy. But they didn't know that it's actually a journey. It's your
Mm,
choice. I mean, we
yeah,
only get the chance once. And why would you not dare to make yourself happy in the process of living, right?
yeah.
So, yun. So, go lang tayo ng go.
Some
Um,
might call it living life irresponsibly. Uh,
but,
they might be right, but this is
but
my journey and this is my time. So I'll make
at
use
least
of
you're
my
living.
time
Yes, you have
the
to
way
live.
that makes me happy. Yeah.
Exactly. Ayan, salamat sa ano naman yung mga um, nagbagong notion sa'yo when you became, how do you see yourself as a Filipino in this migration story? Because this is a migration story. Let's
Yes,
all
yes.
How do you see yourself na tapos ka na ngayon? Do you think na dahil yun sa upbringing mo, dahil sa pinagdaanan natin sa Pilipinas na you can really make it anywhere? Ano ba
Mhm.
yung madali na lang ba? So
Yeah.
you,
Ang laki ng advantage natin, as Filipinos coming here to Canada kasi sanay tayo mag-English. Kahit
oo,
kahit na sabihin mong sa Pinas, eh, baro ka mag-English, kung iko-compare ka sa ibang bansa, magaling ka pa rin mag-English.
so
So
advantage talaga yun.
oo, and also the culture, ang laking advantage sa kasi sanay tayo sa Western culture being colonized by Spain in the United States. So, madali tayong maka-adapt sa culture and familiar tayo sa culture nila. Kasi ang laking factor din ng ano, eh, ng hindi ka nagkakaroon ng miscommunication kapag masyadong iba yung culture niyo. Kasi may mga other nationalities, other immigrants na yun yung nagiging problema kasi culturally masyadong different from Canadian culture. So since tayo malapit yung culture natin sa Western culture, mas madali talaga tayo mag-assimilate. So ang
Oo.
laking advantage niya. And sa school lang, sa Pinas naku hindi man lang ako naka-dean's list even
Talaga,
once.
hirap.
Dito
Ang hirap.
dito nabigyan ako ng scholarship dahil top 1 ako, 'di ba?
Wow, sana all. O, di ba?
Yeah, at hindi naman ako may effort masyado sa school.
Talaga, hindi kagaya ng effort natin sa Pinas, sa parang hirap na hirap ka
Hindi,
natutulog, ganyan.
hirap mag-aral sa Pilipinas.
I felt that too, na parang bakit sa Pinas parang hirap kang ang gagaling kasi ng mga Pilipino.
Oo,
Sobrang daming competition.
totoo. Parang dito, bakit ganito? Parang
Tapos,
magaling ako dito, guys. Hindi ko na-experience to back home in college.
parang magaling ka. Oy, that's nice ha. Parang magaling ako dito from a Filipino living in Canada. So, it could motivate someone na, oh, baka hindi ko kaya ang Canadian dream ko, ganyan. So, coming from you, na parang, ay, parang magaling ako dito, that's something na inspiring. And your story is very inspirational.
Not just in school, even at work, like, favorite ako nung manager ko kasi masipag daw ako. So tingin ko parang hindi naman, pero kung titingnan mo sila, ay, mas tamad nga sila.
Ako talaga, kasi tayo, di ba, we wouldn't stop unless it's really done. And sobrang
Oo,
neat kasi ng culture natin sa Pinas na kailangan talagang tapusin ang
oo,
trabaho. We're really like that. We're so hardworking.
mataas
So,
ang expectations.
oo, parang pati sa sarili mo, sobrang hindi ka, pag hindi mga ayos ang mga bagay-bagay. So, it
Kasi parang
helps.
we aim to please, eh.
I
Parang
think so.
natural sa'tin yun, eh.
Bakit ba ganun? But well, anyway, at least it will, it's something that we all could look forward to. Maganda yung sinabi mo kanina na if you're chasing money, then if you're earning a lot, then this may not work for you kasi for all we know. Kasi I know someone who actually went there, their whole family went there, but eventually they went back home. Kasi
Oo,
nga, ang taas na nila sa Pilipinas. Tapos pagpunta doon, parang it's a different scenario altogether. So they
totoo.
had to go back. So,
Yeah.
ganun.
Like my sister, so they were rich in the Philippines. So merong sanay na tagi-isang yaya yung bata, pagdating dito siya lahat gagawa.
Oo.
Siya yung magluluto after work, everything. Tapos housewife siya sa Pinas, pagdating dito nag-cashier muna siya sa supermarket. So
Oo.
ang laking adjustment, if you come from a middle class family kasi hindi ka sanay sa mga gawaing bahay. But for me talaga na-enjoy ko siya. Kanya-kanyang journey talaga yan. Na-enjoy ko yung matuto magluto. So, yeah, yung mag-grocery lang na medyo syong rin ako sa grocery kasi hindi hindi ako sanay na hindi ko alam I don't know what's expensive and what's cheap. I just buy stuff. Kasi hindi naman ako sanay mag-budget
So,
for
ngayon
grocery.
nagba-budget ka na.
Oo na,
So,
'di ko natuto mag-budget.
natuto ka na mag-budget. So, magkano talaga, if you're gonna give us like let's say, I will visit Canada lang.
Yeah.
If I'm a tourist, let's say, how much do you think I should carry if I'll be staying in Canada for 7 days? If I'm from the Philippines.
For 7 days, It
Roughly,
depends on whether you have free accommodation here.
kapag walang accommodation, ganyan.
Accommodation, ang average na depende sa city, pero ang mga rooms, mga 80 to $150 per night.
Oh, ayan na.
Yan
So, dapat
yung room pa lang yan. Ang food,
pagkain.
gagastos ka ng average $15, $13 per meal. Sabihin mo ng $15 per meal.
Oh, ayan na, alam niyo na. So, baon-baon ng Skyflakes. Baka naman,
Yes. Alam mo,
baon
nakakatulong. I've been on intermittent fasting for the last, 5 years, I think, since 2017. 5 years
help.
na yun. Oo. So, ayan, nakakatulong din yun sa budget. Na hindi ako nagbe-break, that I only eat twice a day.
Oo. So, ayan. So, $15 per meal. So,
Tapos sa
guys,
transpo dito, ang
oo,
minimum ng bus is like $2.5. Kahit
okay.
gaano kalapit yan. So that's what, like
60, 90.
$100?
Oo, minimum ng bus. Kahit
Oo.
next stop lang.
Oo.
Lakad ko na lang. Tapos doon ka na lang sumakay. Lakad lang.
Oo. And to think na ang minimum na sweldo dito ng tao is only like $12 per hour.
Ayan na. Ni-reveal mo na lahat ng numbers eh. Kasi these numbers would tell you or would tell us if you're making the right decision. Kasi that $12 will only happen after you graduated, tama? As PR?
Kahit ano yan, kahit part-time ka. Pero as part-time, as international students kasi, you're limited to just 20 hours a week. So on average, you'd make maybe $1,000 a month. That's like 40,000 pesos. And ang gastos dito, it's like your rent, if it's just a room, if you're renting a room, it's $500. That's what I'm paying now. Pero depende sa city. Sa ibang cities, mas mahal kasi this is Manitoba. So, $500 lang. Tapos sa food, mga $300. And then, if you have your phone, $50 a month. For transpo, $100. So, yeah.
Amang,
So for everything else, so extra. So mga kahit tipid na yung yung $1,000 a month. So yung what you'd make a month, working 20 hours a week, baka kulang pa. So,
you really have to bring extra. Like,
uh,
you cannot go to Canada sakto.
well, hindi kaya, hindi kaya.
Hindi
Oo.
kaya. You really have, because not all of us can go there like you with parents or with
Mm,
sisters
yeah.
that you can live for 2 years for free. Like,
Yes.
you know,
Laking tulong, oo.
oo.
Pero may mga nakakagawa naman kasi I have a Filipino classmate na ano, na gano'n, wala naman siya hindi she lived with her friend pala, oo. So may tumulong din. Pero may mga kilala ko na as in walang family, pero kapag may, asawa ka kasi, you can be a student tapos yung spouse mo, you can bring your spouse and they can work full-time.
O, di ba? O, baka
So
gano'n naman
kaya
yung,
kaya kapag gano'n,
baka
kapag
gano'n
dalawa
naman yung
kayo.
gawin. O, yan yung tip, guys.
Oo,
Nag-spit na si Harold ng tip.
Wag kayo kung wala kayong pera, wag kayo pupunta dito ng single. Dapat may asawa kayo.
O, bitbitin mo ang asawa mo. That's the best decision. Yun naman
Yes.
siya. O, yan,
Para
problem
may
solved.
aral sa'yo.
Tapos pag nanganak ka, may perks. Tama? May
Oo.
mga perks the babies. That will be
Pero
another
gastos din kasi magka-baby.
God.
It's
So,
more of an expense than what you'd get.
ayan. So, sobrang thank you, Harold. What do you think should be the attitude of us kapag pumunta? Kahit saan, pag nag-migrate sila, what do you think are the qualities that you should have pag pupunta sa Canada or elsewhere na magma-migrate? To survive.
Mhm. Humility is very important. Kasi yu ang mga nahihirapan yung mga mataasang pride na, "Ay ganito yung level ko, hindi ako tatanggap ng mga ganyang trabaho, hindi ko gagawin 'yan, that's beneath me." May mga gano'n, eh.
paano yun kung yun na talaga yung trabaho na available? May
Oo,
survival din, di ba?
yes. Pero may mga gano'n, may mga na-meet akong gano'n ta's, very disappointed sila pagdating dito. Kasi
Because,
kapag oo, kasi kapag dating dito ay most likely, back to zero ka talaga. Yun
oo.
ang most likely na case. Like ako yung nakuha kong work ngayon kasi, to apply for permanent residency dapat, makakuha ako ng work na related to business kasi I studied business. So, I'll be working as a claims processor sa isang insurance company. It's one of the biggest employers here, one of the biggest companies here in Winnipeg, but still it's an entry level na I wouldn't take that job in the Philippines. But it's okay for me here. Kasi, ang priority ko is maging PR. Although I'd want to make more because I know that I can do more kasi a claims processor, you're basically just an encoder, 'di ba? Oo, ta's may
Pero
quota ka pa.
may quota ka pa,
Oo.
encode. And do you think you'll be doing side jobs while
Oh,
doing it?
yes, I'd love to
Possible.
be, on a film set, 'di ba?
Wow! Oo,
Kasi
yun na
I
talaga
enjoy that.
there.
I'd
Oo,
love to do theater. So, I'd still be doing those things.
that's good. That's good. Because I think it's something in your heart. Because
Yeah.
let's all accept it. Our jobs could be a vehicle towards our dreams. It
Yeah.
really depends on how you work on it.
Oo.
So if that's your way to Oscars, then go for it.
'Di ba? Mag-ano, maging weekend warrior na lang.
Oo, tas ano ka diyan, yung mga kara-karate ganyan, mamaya makita na kita na isa ka dun sa oh my God, Fast and the Furious Volume 20, gano'n.
I'm actually following this, actor. He's a Canadian actor based in Toronto, Alex Malyari. I don't know if you know him. Pero recently nag-shoot up yung career niya. He was in, ano yung bagong movie ni Ryan Reynolds, where there was this kid
Ay,
na parang nag-travel in the future, something like that. Pero
ay
ayan, sa Canadian actor. So siya yung peg ko ngayon.
dahil diyan, I really would like to thank you for giving me your time. Sobrang magkanong dollar na ba 'to? Kasi 1 hour. Kinakabahan ako, binigyan mo na ako ng figures, ganyan, $12. But, you know,
Always a pleasure talking with you.
ay naku, salamat. And I really just want to be able to document everything kasi I know you have your journey, you're very busy, but I really cannot think of one person who had this journey from the very beginning na talagang eto, nagsimula tayo 1 year ago and now you're here graduating. So again, maraming maraming salamat, Harold. Thank you very
Thank you
much for
so
being
much.
with the Happy Night Project. Is there anything that you'd like to promote? Any movie? Any shows?
Oh, yeah, so I don't know when it's coming out, but if
Diba?
the title is Ordinary Angels by Hilary, the lead is Hilary Swank, so you might see me there walking behind her, or you might hear me singing in church. So
Excited.
watch out for that. Kung matuloy yung commercial, I might be able to share it in my social media. I have a YouTube channel. The name of the channel is Josevich, Josevich. So you can just visit that. I post updates there semi-regularly. Well, if there's anything big happening in my life, you'd see it there.
Maraming salamat sa pag-share. I'm gonna get your links so I can share it para
Of
naman
course.
they'd like to follow your journey. They could, click that link and connect with you. But hopefully not related to immigration concern. Pero why not? It could be another avenue for you.
Okay lang
So,
if you guys need help, if you have any immigration questions, I'm very open to that. Like, yung mga friends ko nagme-message sa akin, and yung mga friends nila nagtatanong, kino-connect sa akin. Uh, Open na open ako dyan to share my journey and help you in your journey.
wow, maraming salamat. Because I do the same here sa Thailand eh. So parang ako naman, I would like them to connect with you or follow your story if they really like to see yung authentic story ng migration
Yes.
story in Canada. So maraming maraming salamat, Harold. I cannot really thank you enough for giving me the time and for sharing your story. It's always been so inspiring. So all the best in your journey. God bless. And we love you. Always take care.
Thank
Magkikita
you.
tayo next interview.
Of course, of course.
Sige.
It's something if I get my big break. For
The
sure.
big break is definitely on its way. So, pinaprepare lang tayo, you know, work out and all that. Bye-bye. Thank you so much,
Bye.
everyone, for watching. This has been Lizette Zambrano with Harold Bernal. Josevich, you can
Yeah.
follow him. This has been the Happy Night Project. Salamat po.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Harold.
I'll stop recording.
Thank you.
Stop recording. Ito, wait, wait, wait.
I,
Stop recording.
let's